Hey guys, welcome to complete web application step-by-step tutorial. I'm Ripon Datta. This is module 8. In this module, basically I'm going to show you how to add navigation controls, basically menus into your application. So let's get started. Alright, so in this case, basically I'm going to add categories as menu item. So first of all, I want to see what is my last development, so run it. Okay, so as you can see that this is our last development. Basically I want to show the menu items in this area or in this column. So in this case, basically I'm going to add categories as the menu item. So let's go to the Visual Studio and go to the our model, which is product list view model. I need to add one more property, which is public string as current category. Okay, then go to the product controller. Now in this case I am going to add one more parameter, which is category in the URL, list URL. Okay, then I want to add one more clause, which is where clause, where P is either category equal null or P dot category equal category. So if we don't have any category, on this case it will be null, otherwise it will be this category. That means P dot category equal this category, and we need to pass this category to the model. So current category equal category. Alright, now run the application, Ctrl F5. Alright, now I want to look at using category equal, let's say man. As you can see, we are getting only the man's data. Let's say woman, we are getting only the woman's data. Okay, but right now as you can see we have to use the what sign, but I don't want to use this what sign in the category, so this is basically an ugly URL pattern, so I need to change it. That's why I need to go to the route config, and in the route config I have to create new routing map for the category. Okay, I just added the code in behind of your screen, so just for saving the time, as you can see this route map is basically product and list, and if you want to see only page with page number, then this route, and if you want to see only category base, which I have shown you this just few minutes back, then it will be executed. Or if you want to see category followed by page number, then this routing method. Or if you want to see only controller and action, then this one. And one thing I want to say that if you don't have any idea about the routing configuration, in this case after all this, after completing this series of tutorial, I will have some tutorial for the difficulties If you have any difficulty, please mention in the comment box, especially in the YouTube comment box. So I will cover this your difficulty in the at the end of the series. So I will definitely have a tutorial for the specific this topic. I mean routing configuration. So don't worry about this. Just write this routing method, something like that, and I will discuss in details at the end of this tutorial. I mean after this series of this tutorial, then I will discuss in details about the routing configuration. So don't worry and just follow my code, then you will be you will be fine after this. Okay, so now run the application again, Control F5. Alright, so this is our page. Now I want to see main item. Wow, so we have only the men's category. If I want to see women category, only the women category. So this is now looks nice. So your domain name followed by the category name. So this is a nice, in this case basically it is following the pattern. Which one? Can you imagine? This one, just category. Okay, all right, and what else? Okay, what about this? As you can see, if I hover over the page number 2, you might notice the HTTP localhost, then port, then followed by not the category. This is basically showing the page number, so I have to fix it. So let's go to the code. In this case I have to go to the list view and I have to add category equal model dot current category. So now it will be, it will create the URL based on the category. Run the application again, Control F5. Okay, so now we don't have any category in this case. This is phase 1, this is phase 2. What about if we have the category, let's say woman? So in this case this is phase 1, so woman by default phase 1, and this is woman phase 2. So does that make sense? Alright, that means our menu is okay. Now what we want to do is, basically I want to do is I have to show the category in this menu item, in this column. So I have to retrieve the categories from the database and I have to show this in this column. Okay, so let's go. First I want to create a controller for this menu item, and I want to give this controller name as nav, that means navigation. Then I want to create an action which is basically string type, and let's say view result, and I want to return a simple string for the demo purpose from nav or navigation controller. right. Basically I want to give this name as menu. Okay, then go to the layout. Yes, in this section, basically I want to show, or I want to render an action, which is action name is basically what? Menu. That means this action, menu action. Then second parameter is which controller. So in this case my controller is nav. Okay, so it will render the action, menu action, and it will return the string in this section. Now run this application, F5. As you can see, this string is coming from the navigation nav controller menu action from navigation controller. That means in this way we can send any other data. I mean, in this case basically I want to send the what? I want to send the category as the link, I mean as a menu link. Okay, all right. So if I want to get the categories from the database, we have to use repository pattern. So which is I product repository, let's say repository, it's a private. Then I need to add a constructor. In the constructor I will inject I product repository, let's say repo. So repository equal repo. Okay, so what can we do? In this case I will return partial view result. Okay, so first I need to select the category from the database or entity framework. So I enumerable and type is basically string categories equal repository dot products dot select x is basically category. Then I want to get only distinct values. Then I want to order by x. All right, then finally I need to return these categories, but I need to return this as partial view. So partial view categories. So I need to create this partial view, that's why it is showing an error. That means I need to create these partial views. Okay, so let's create the partial view for this category, for this menu categories. Go to the nav controller on the view, then right click in the nav, add view, and give the view name as menu, then empty, and basically I don't have any model. So basically in this case we will send the model which is enumerable as string. So for the first I want to create an action link, which is basically home. This is home link, and it will display the list action from the product controller. Then this is basically null. We don't have any HTML attributes. Then the next parameter is basically we can pass some some CSS classes. So let's say these are all class equal button button block. Okay, then button default, then buttonless. So these are basically bootstrap classes. So this link is basically a home link. It will create the home link. Then now we can create the other links from the enumerable strings. But before adding other menus, I want to see the home menu. So Ctrl F5. Wow, as you can see, we have created our home menu. So this is our home menu. So it will go to the home menu, and I can test it. So we are now in a main category, but if I click home, it will go to the home menu. That's great. Now add the other links, other categories. So add a for each loop bar link in model. Then add HTML route link, which is the link new. So the new link, our controller equal product action equal list, and category equal link. The link is coming from our link is basically coming from the enumerable model. So then page, default page is 1. Okay, then I need to add some CSS bootstrap CSS classes. So new add class equal button. These are button, and button should be block. Oops, what happened? Block, then button default. Okay, what else? And button lars, btn lars. All right. Okay, now we can run the application again. So Ctrl F5. Oops. Go to the home. Yes, as you can see, man category, woman category, and home. So if you have other categories, in this case, for simplicity, I just made this application as man and woman category, but in your case it might be in different other categories. If it is a product, there are different kinds of product, so it will be, in your case it might be different. So but the system or coding style is same. So our menu is okay. Now everything's okay, but you might notice uh, we don't understand which menu is selected. I mean, if the menu is selected, I want to see that the menu is selected. But so in this case, I need to create I need to add the CSS classes for the selected category. Okay, so let's go to the list view. So list view is over here, and what, actually first of all I have to go to the menu, I mean NavigationController. In NavigationController I have to add another parameter which is category. Initially it is null, so I need to pass this category into the view. So how can I pass? I can use view back. Let's say selected category equal category. Okay, so now go to the list. Actually in this case I have to go to the menu view because what, because of I'm sending this value to the menu view, so it will be here, and I have to add here another another class which is if LINQ equal viewback dot selected category, then I need to add a class, otherwise it will be empty, and the class will be button primary. Okay, now run the application again, Ctrl F5. Okay, so now select the man. Oops, it is not selected. Okay, what happened? Why it is not selected? So we can inspect the element. So inspect, and let's see what happened, why it is not selected. So I want to inspect this element man category, but the man is not there is no, I mean in this class there's supposed to be a button primary class, but this is not there. Okay, what happened? So in the menu you're sending selected category to the menu. So go to the menu and LINQ equal viewback dot selected category. Oops, category. Okay, now run the project again, Ctrl F5. Now let's see. Oops, home menu, man, woman. Now let's inspect again, and you might notice we already added the button primary, but the problem is in the class there is no space between the classes. That's why there is a problem. So we get the problem. That means what? Before button primary we have to have a space, so it will separate the space, I mean it will separate the class name. So now run the again. Yep, man, woman, home. In this case we don't need home, but man, woman. Okay, that's great. What is this? This is page 1, this is page 2. Wow, there's another problem. What is this? We don't have any more data, but the page number is there. Okay, why this is there? What about the woman? Page 2. Okay, in this case we have the value page 2, but in case of man there is no data in the second page. So go to the product controller and you will see in this case basically all the time we are counting the total item as whole product item. So total items equal products.count. So for the man, products.count, for the woman, products.count. So in this case we have to count this item as categorized. So total items equal, we have to check if category equal null, then repository products count, otherwise repository products where p dot category equal category. Okay, then dot count. Okay, so this is a total items equal category equal null. What? This is basically a conditional statement. That means if this is true, that means category equal null, then first statement will be executed. Here you can see this is the first statement, and after colon or is 2 there is a second statement. If the condition is true, then first statement will be executed. If condition is false, then second statement will be executed. Okay, so in this case that means if the category is null, that means there is no category. In this case it will count all the products from the repository. But if there is a category, in this case it will count all the products based on the category. So as you can see, p equal p category, that means which is category. Okay, now let's run again. Let's see. Alright, so go to the man. As you can see, we have only one page. There is no more page 2. What about woman? In this case, we have page 2. Go to the page 2 because we have one more item for the page 2. Alright, now everything is okay at this point. Wow, in this tutorial you have learned a lot of things. So what you have to do is you have to practice this section or this module, then you will learn a lot of things for the backend side or for the front end side as well. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this module, and if you like this module, don't forget to subscribe this channel. If you have any difficulty in this module or in other modules, please write your difficulty or problem in the comment box, in the YouTube comment box, and I will be try to solve your problem. If I need to create any more tutorials for your problem, in this case I will be creating the tutorials for you in the after this session. I mean, after this series of all tutorials I will create uh, to discuss about your difficulties. For example, in this module I discussed about the route config a little bit, but I will have a tutorial for the route config after this series of tutorial. So you'll be learned these topics after this series of tutorial. And if you have any other difficulties in any other section, not only this tutorial but also it can be in other tutorials, I mean in other modules, you just write your comment in the comment box, and please write your feedback in the comment box. This is very helpful for me because your comment makes me inspired, so that's why I need this comment. Actually, I want to know if this tutorial helps you. In this case, I think it is a great chance for me to share my knowledge to you. That's why I want to have your comment in the comment box. Please write your comment in the comment box. So in the next tutorial we will be learn the how to add shopping cart, and it will be basically a two-part tutorials. So, and then we will be learn how to add, I mean how to configure or how to modify your application for the mobile compatible, then administration, security and deployment. So we have 6 more modules left. So hope see you soon. Till then, bye.